Hi, welcome to the Worthy Physician Podcast. I am your host, Dr. Sapna Shah-Hawk, a board-certified internal medicine physician. Keep life simple. You are human. You are worthy. Remember what matters to you. Our goal is to help physicians remember this and to make it a reality through addressing various components of physician burnout via podcast. This is meant to be used as a tool to help guide physicians. It does not take place of professional medical help. Opinions reflected in this are my own. It has not been recent, but medicine now also looks at patient satisfaction scores. Reimbursement is somewhat based on this. I've always said that I don't agree with this because a hospital is not a hotel. It's not fast food. What would happen if organizations actually focused on the level of physician dissatisfaction or physician satisfaction? However, for this podcast, I'm going to focus on physician dissatisfaction. We are highly trained professionals. We do 4 years of undergrad, 4 years of medical school, 3 or more years of residency, multiple standardized tests for which we study endlessly. We give up our youth to do this. It is a choice. But at what point in time did medicine become so soul-sucking? Physician dissatisfaction is real. I've been there more than once, and I'm sure individuals listening to this have been as well. And if you haven't, fantastic. Reach out to me because I would love to know and get insight. But physician dissatisfaction is, we see it with the amount of physicians going to non-clinical jobs, retiring early, or leaving medicine altogether. But before they reach that point, the patients suffer. The physician suffers. Physician burnout can lead to decreased engagement with patients, increased medical errors just because of lack of attention to details, less engaged. Both sides are at risk for a possibly bad outcome. And of course, decreased patient satisfaction, which falls back on the doctor no matter what, right? And I am saying that with sarcasm. There are multiple facets. As physicians, we are not only treating the patients, we are also treating administration. We're treating the nurses. We're treating everybody else that is trying to teach us or tell us how to do our job, but they are not physicians. Sometimes no matter what we do with patients, whether we try to break it down to a level that we think is understandable, sometimes things are never good enough. The patient and the family get upset. They escalate to a patient advocate. The patient advocate may or may not go to administration. When did this become part of medicine? Unless it's just downright wrong, why are we being told how to do our job? If we focus more on physician dissatisfaction and how to curtail that, and again, no, it is not just a mug on Doctor's Day. How about being treated with respect? Being called doctor, whether you are a male physician or female physician. I cannot tell you how many times I have walked into a room and number one, was asked if I was old enough to be a physician. I smarted off and said yes, they let me graduate medical school early. Number two, I've been mistaken for a nurse, and I know other female physicians have as well. And I appreciate the nurses. I really do, because we are a team. But if I jokingly try to correct them, it rubs the patient the wrong way. Again, it's escalated. So what does this have to do with physician dissatisfaction? Well, number one, where is the respect? Not just as a physician, but as a human being. Unfortunately, we take verbal abuse from patients, from coworkers that are not at the same level of scope of practice, sometimes other specialties. If we ask a question, well, I'm going to put my ego aside and ask a question that I may not know if it means better treatment for my patient. And as a female physician, there's more as well. I think that would be addressed in a future podcast over the summer. So what does this all have to, again, going back to lack of respect, the patients, if they are not happy with news that they've been told, even if the physician has given it to them in a matter-of-fact way, of course with empathy. again, it escalates. Or one of my favorite is pain medication. It would not be renewed because the urine drug screen was negative or other controlled substances were on board. Escalates to patient advocate. When did medicine become the playground, like in grade school, when there was always that one person that would go tattletale on everybody else to the teacher? But now, as a physician, we're held to accountability for patient satisfaction to administration. It's quite silly. It's not a restaurant. Of course, if I go out and if my steak was rare and I asked for medium, of course I'm going to say something. But I don't expect it for free. I just want it to be corrected. That's at a restaurant. That's not medicine. Medicine is a relationship with a physician and his or her patients. Everything else can be left on the sidelines. So, my fellow physicians, it is okay to draw boundaries. The reason why I focus on this aspect of physician dissatisfaction, there are multiple. The system, RVUs, debt, constantly asked to see more patients with less and less resources. But that's the system in which we work. I'm looking at small things such as what we can curtail ourselves. It is okay to draw boundaries. Remember your worth. It is okay to draw boundaries with people in your family, at work. It is okay to say no. It is okay to say no, you do not want to sit on a committee that is going to be during your lunch that you barely make, if at all, depending on your specialty and how busy you are. And at the end of the day, it will not add any value to your clinical practice. It may or may not. It is okay to not be okay. It is okay to be human and say, I need help. It is okay to voice your dissatisfaction. It is okay to tell parts of the treatment team that are non-clinical, or those even that are clinical but are overstepping their boundaries. It is okay to say, stay in your lane. Of course, politely, diplomatically. It is okay to redivert patients and correct them kindly on how to address you. Particularly, this is something female physicians experience, I think, more than male physicians. It is okay to take care of yourself, first and foremost. If we do not take care of ourselves, nobody else will. And then at that point in time, we cannot truly give great care to our patients. So, bullet points, draw boundaries, take care of yourself. All of these will be different for each individual, and that is okay. Remember, you are worthy, you are human. Take care.
We've all been guilty and made our own mistakes, said and done the things to perpetuate the hate. Hey, I think it's time to turn around. Hey, and begin again. Hey, I think that I can look in the mirror and start again. The second time around, the second time.